Listen up, Gemini. If you've been waiting for a cosmic nudge, November 28th is the day the universe hits send. Right now, the air is shifting in your favor. Opportunities you've been pacing toward are lining up. Conversations that stalled earlier suddenly find momentum, and small choices you make today can unlock genuinely pleasant surprises. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Like this video, subscribe for more timely cosmic updates, and comment below, Gemini, tell us which of these 5 good news flashes you want most right now. Your comment will help shape the energy we track next. In the next segments, I'll walk you through 5 concrete areas where positive change is primed to land for you on November 28th. Career, money, relationships, health and energy, and creative and spiritual breakthroughs. I'll explain not just what can come, but how to spot it, how to respond, and how to amplify the luck so it lasts. No vague promises, practical, focused, and tuned for your star sign Quicksilver mind. Stay with me through every part. I promise you'll finish with actionable steps and tiny rituals that take under 5 minutes but could shift the whole day. Gemini, this is your moment to notice the small doors opening and to walk through them with bold curiosity. Now let's get into part 1. Good news. 1. A career door opens on November 28th. Expect a professional window to crack open. Not a dramatic thunderbolt, but a steady, persistent invitation. This could show up as a brief conversation that leads to an interview, a supportive message from someone who sees your value, a task that suddenly highlights your hidden strengths, or the kind of recognition that turns nice into noticeable. For many Geminis, careers move fastest when momentum is built from conversation and clarity, and that's exactly the type of energy arriving. How will it look in real life? You might receive a message from a colleague or manager that starts, "Can we talk for 5 minutes?" That 5 minutes could lead to a project assignment that aligns directly with what you want to be doing. Or you'll be in a short meeting where you offer an idea that clicks with someone influential. If you're job hunting, a recruiter may call with a role that matches your skill set and offers more autonomy. Freelancers could see a client asking for an expanded scope or a long-term retainer. The key phrase to watch for, "We'd like to give this a try." It's an invitation, not a guarantee, but invitations are the currency of change. What to do when the door opens? First, stay present and clear. Geminis are brilliant at multitasking, but on the day this invitation arrives, pause long enough to listen fully. Ask 2 practical questions. What would success look like here? And what timeline are you imagining? These 2 questions convert vague enthusiasm into actionable next steps. Second, be ready to show proof rather than promises. Have one concise example prepared that demonstrates you've done similar work before. A quick project summary, a measurable result, or a portfolio link. Clarity beats charisma in these moments. How to prepare beforehand. Polish a 1-paragraph summary of your recent wins and a concise elevator pitch about what you want next. Keep it short, concrete, and specific. If an email lands, reply within the same business day with gratitude and a next step suggestion. If a meeting happens, volunteer a reasonable deliverable or timeline. This shows initiative and keeps momentum moving. For remote or hybrid setups, be especially crisp in written communication. Your words carry the impression. Amplify the momentum with small rituals. On the morning of November 28th, spend 5 minutes journaling. List 3 outcomes you want in career language. Then set a 10-minute calendar buffer after any scheduled meeting so you can digest and respond without rushing. Keep your phone notifications on for a short window in case a quick call appears, but otherwise reduce background noise so you can think fast and respond clearly if opportunity arrives. Warnings and red flags. Not every open door is worth entering. If an opportunity requires vague promises, disproportionate unpaid labour, or non-specific timelines, ask for specifics and protect your boundaries. A good chance feels energised and negotiable, not draining and indefinite. Outcome possibilities. If you respond with clarity and speed, you'll convert curiosity into commitment. A pilot project, a short contract, or a leadership nod. Even if nothing immediately materialises, you'll plant seeds. People will remember that you were ready and persuasive. For a Gemini, that reputation, someone who is clear, quick, and dependable, becomes the gateway to many doors in the months after November 28th. Good news. 2. A financial upswing or unexpected resource. Money-related good news on November 28th is likely to arrive as something practical and specific rather than as a fantasy. Think: a rebate or refund you forgot about, an invoice paid early, a small bonus, a freelance payment that clears, or a worthwhile discount or savings opportunity. This is not necessarily a sudden lottery win, but a tidy, welcome correction to your financial rhythm that increases your breathing room. Common scenarios. You might find an overlooked reimbursement in your email inbox, get a surprise grocery discount that adds up, or see a freelance client release a payment earlier than expected. For salaried folks, there could be a one-time performance bonus or an allowance release. Side hustlers may receive a message offering a paid test project that later leads to recurring income. If you've been negotiating compensation or fees, you could find that a conversation you initiated meets a faster, more favourable resolution than anticipated. How to recognise the real opportunity. Watch for specific language like approved, processed, or released. Vague promises like "we'll look into it" are not the same as "the payment has been processed." On November 28th, make a habit of checking accounts, invoices, and pending reimbursements. A 10-minute scan could reveal something actionable. If you get an email about funds, confirm the payment method and date. Then plan what you'll do with that money rather than letting it slip back into invisible spending. Smart next steps to maximize this energy. First, allocate the windfall quickly and deliberately. Use a 60-30-10 split as a guideline. 60% to essentials or debt reduction, 30% to short-term savings or a targeted goal, and 10% to a small, morale-boosting treat. This structure helps you avoid the two extremes: frivolous splurging or immediate reinvestment that ignores your needs. If the money is tied to work, like a late client payment, send a gracious confirmation message and offer a tiny value add, a single suggestion or deliverable, to reinforce goodwill and future on-time payments. If negotiation is happening, be prepared to state your numbers clearly. Geminis excel at quick thinking. Use that gift to present concise evidence for why your rate or salary should change. Bring 1 or 2 data points, a client testimonial, a metric from your last quarter, or a relevant market comparison. Ask for a specific timeline for the decision and a next step if they don't commit immediately. Practical rituals on the day. On November 28th, set a short money check ritual. Open your main accounts for 5 minutes and reconcile any pending items. Send any overdue invoices and add polite follow-ups for pending payments. If you receive an unexpected deposit, mark it in your budget and assign it purpose immediately. This transforms good news into stable progress. emotional alignment and mindset. Financial surprises can be destabilizing if you haven't planned for them. Treat unexpected funds as friends who arrived with instructions. What do they want you to build or finish? Avoid thinking of this as extra disposable income. Instead, see it as a tool to solidify progress. A grounded Gemini will turn this practical boost into concrete forward motion. Possible outcomes: by the end of the day, you could have one cleared payment, an updated budget, and at least one concrete financial action taken. Over the following weeks, that small action habit, responding quickly to payment queues and allocating surprise funds with intent, can compound into improved cash flow and reduce stress. November 28th could be the day you rewire your money momentum with a few simple, sensible choices. Good news. 3. Relationship clarity and a sweet reconnection. When it comes to relationships, Geminis often experience the most magic through clear communication and timely honesty. On November 28th, expect relational energy to lean toward clarity, reconnection, and small reconciliations that feel genuinely renewing. This doesn't always mean grand romantic gestures. Sometimes the best news is a meaningful conversation that was overdue and finally happens. How it may appear: you could receive a message from an old friend asking to catch up, a partner offering an apology that opens new space, or a surprising invitation to collaborate socially with someone whose company you value. If you've been wrestling with mixed signals, this date may bring the kind of directness you crave. Let's talk about this, followed by listening, clarity, and mutual next steps. For singles, a casual chat that starts light could deepen fast because both people are suddenly more honest about intent. For long-term relationships, a small practical promise made and kept, like planning a short weekend together, could reset trust. What to do when the conversation arrives: lead with curiosity and calm. Ask open-ended questions like, "What changed for you?" or "What would you like to see happen next?" These invite honesty without pressure. If you need to express yourself, use I statements. "I felt," rather than "you always." This keeps a Gemini's nimble mind from spinning into debate and instead fosters solution-oriented dialogue. Practical tips for reconnecting. Schedule a proper check-in rather than relying on fragmented messages. Even a 20-minute dedicated call beats a half-hearted text thread. If you're meeting in person, choose a neutral, low-stress environment to keep the focus on presence, not performance. Give the other person a small gesture, a thoughtfully chosen article link, a shared playlist, or a 2-sentence note to show you've been paying attention. These small touches carry outsized weight, signs of healthy momentum. After the conversation, watch for follow-through. If someone suggests an action, whether it's a meetup, a task, or a change in behavior, and they follow through, that's real progress. If promises remain words with no timeline, ask for specifics and a follow-up date. Gemini patience pays dividends when you trade verbal energy for concrete steps. When to protect yourself. Not every message that feels like reconnection is aligned. If the other person's outreach comes with guilt-tripping, inconsistent timing, or demands that require you to compromise your values, pause. A healthy reconnection respects your time and autonomy. How to amplify this good news. On the morning of November 28th, set an intention to listen twice as much as you speak. Practice a short grounding breath before responding to any emotionally charged text. Keep responses crisp but warm. If an apology or repair is happening, acknowledge progress and suggest a tiny step forward, one that can be completed within a week. Small wins rebuild trust faster than grand promises. emotional payoff, and long-term benefit. The immediate good news is the relief. A misunderstanding clears, a missing piece of information arrives, or a reconnection blooms. Long-term, these small acts of clarity can transform how your relationships handle friction. Gemini's natural curiosity, paired with deliberate listening, turns November 28th into a day where relationships stop spinning and start settling into steadier rhythms. That steadiness becomes fertile ground for deeper connection and creative collaboration in the weeks that follow. Good news. 4. Health, energy, and mental reset. Geminis are famously active mentally and socially, so when the body or mind flags, it colours everything else. On November 28th, many Geminis will experience a subtle but meaningful boost. Better sleep, a clearer mind, less anxiety, or a small but powerful shift in physical energy. This is the kind of good news that doesn't always make headlines, but it quietly rewires your capacity for the weeks ahead. How this energy shows up. You might wake feeling lighter and mentally sharper, finally having the clarity to finish work you were circling for days. Alternatively, a healthcare appointment might bring reassuring news, a fitness milestone could be reached, or a nutrition change you made earlier begins to pay off. For people juggling mental fog, a restful night followed by focused productivity can feel like a miracle. And it's the kind of momentum that compounds fast. Immediate actions to take. Treat this day as a reset opportunity. Start with micro habits that respect the boost rather than waste it. Morning hydration, a 10-minute movement routine, and a short digital detox block. Geminis thrive on novelty, so choose a brief new practice that feels intriguing, a 5-minute breathwork sequence, or a short walk with a mindful focus. The novelty helps anchor a new pattern. If you've been procrastinating healthcare tasks, blood work, dentist appointment, mental health check-in, schedule them now. Even if results aren't instant, scheduling sends a signal to your nervous system that you are prioritizing your well-being. For chronic conditions, an important message or appointment on November 28th may move a treatment forward or clarify next steps. Cognitive boosts and productivity. With improved energy, your thinking will be faster and more creative. Use that to do one deep work session of 45 to 90 minutes focused on a priority project. Set a timer, eliminate distractions, and allow yourself to ride the clarity wave. You'll find that a single concentrated effort on an important task yields more than several scattered attempts. Nutrition and sleep suggestions for reinforcement. Eat a balanced meal with protein and healthy fats to stabilize energy levels. Avoid loading up on stimulants. Let the natural boost carry you. When evening arrives, wind down with a reduced screen schedule and a calming drink like warm herbal tea. Prioritize sleep. The gains you make on November 28th will sustain only if you protect rest. Mindset techniques to solidify progress. Use a short gratitude list focused on function rather than fortune. I'm grateful for my clearer mind, or I'm grateful I could finish that call without stress. This anchors the improvement as a repeatable state, not a fluke. Add a 5-minute reflection at day's end. Note what felt different and one action that helped. Warnings and boundaries. Don't overcommit in the rush of good energy. Geminis often pack their day with tasks when feeling a boost, but overloading risks a crash. Prioritize 3 meaningful things and let smaller items wait. Be honest with others about your capacity. Longer-term impact. One day of improved clarity can produce weeks of better habits if you pair it with small, repeatable actions. A single deep work session, a scheduled health appointment, or a new bedtime ritual begun on November 28th can shift your baseline for months. For a Gemini, these steady upgrades in body and mind create space for the curiosity, communication, and creativity that define your best work. Treat this day as a pivot point. It's less about an overnight miracle and more about a practical reset that sets the tone for what follows. Good news. 5. A creative or spiritual breakthrough. Geminis are idea machines, sparkling with possibilities, one thought jumping to the next. On November 28th, you may experience a creative or spiritual breakthrough, an idea that clarifies your next project, a flash of intuition that solves a nagging problem, or a felt sense of alignment that makes your purpose feel closer and more personal. This is the kind of good news that rewires trajectory by changing what you choose to focus on. How it manifests. The breakthrough might arrive as a single sentence that unlocks a chapter, a melody fragment that becomes the hook you needed, or a sudden understanding about why something in your life kept repeating. It might start as a dream that carries a clear message, a meditative insight during a quiet moment, or a conversation that reframes your creative path. The crucial mark of this energy is clarity, the sense that an idea is not just interesting, but actionable. Practical steps to catch and cultivate the breakthrough. Keep a capture system ready. On the morning of November 28th, have a notebook, voice memo app, or quick draft document open because these flashes are fleeting. When an insight arrives, record it immediately without judging it. The act of capture transforms sparkle into usable material. After capturing, do the tiniest possible next step within the same day. Write a paragraph, sketch a layout, record a short demo, or draft an outline. Momentum loves small things. If the idea is about a relationship, send a clarifying message or propose a small gesture. If it's a career or creative plan, draft the simplest prototype that demonstrates viability. How to separate signal from noise. Geminis can generate many ideas. Not all deserve development. Use 3 filters before committing more time. 1. Does it solve a real problem or fill a clear desire? 2. Can I test it in under 1 week with minimal resources? 3. Does it align with my values and energy? If it passes 2 of these, give it a small test. This keeps novelty from becoming distraction. Rituals to amplify and protect creative output. Create a short sacred window of 30 to 60 minutes on November 28th, where you do deep creative work with no interruptions. Warm up with a 5-minute mind-clearing exercise and then allow your attention to follow the insight. Treat this window as a lab. Failure isn't final, it's data. Share the result only if it's useful. Early exposure can sometimes dilute a fragile idea. Social leverage. Share the idea with one trusted person, a collaborator or friend who provides practical feedback rather than platitudes. Geminis benefit from fast, constructive input. Ask this person 2 specific questions. What's the riskiest assumption here? And what's the simplest test we can run? That feedback converts inspiration into an experiment. Spiritual or meaning-oriented aspects. If the breakthrough feels spiritual, a shift in purpose or calling, honor it with a small ceremony. Light a candle, write a short mission sentence, or create a visual reminder. The physical act anchors an invisible shift and gives you something to return to when doubt creeps in. Outcomes to expect. The immediate payoff is momentum and clarity. Over the next month, a captured and tested creative idea can become a published piece, a prototype, a pitch, or a new habit. For a Gemini, the real gift is integration, turning rapid-fire thought into a visible object that others can respond to. November 28th may be less about dramatic external recognition and more about the internal alignment that enables future visible success. Gemini, today's message is simple. Notice the small openings and treat them with decisive kindness. November 28th is not a single fireworks moment. It's 5 practical windows: career, money, relationships, health, and creative purpose, each offering a clear way forward if you respond with presence, curiosity, and specific action. Before you go, commit to 3 micro steps. Capture any insight immediately, answer or schedule any invitation within the same day, and allocate unexpected funds with intention. Those 3 habits transform surprise into sustainable advantage. If one of those 5 areas resonated strongly, comment right now. Gemini, tell us which good news you want most and one tiny action you'll take before midnight. Like this video, subscribe for more timely celestial shortcasts, and comment so we can track the energy together. I'll read your responses and we'll watch how these openings unfold. Stay observant, stay open, and remember, the best surprises arrive when curiosity meets preparation. November 28th could be the beginning of a streak, not because the stars did everything for you, but because you noticed, showed up, and chose wisely.